Hey, what's up everybody? Dr. Jim here from Rubber City Chiropractic in Akron, Ohio. And we are celebrating 18.1, the Open. Can't believe it's here, another year upon us. And what we're gonna do over the next couple weeks is be doing some mobility work to prep you for these workouts. So let's go over the workout for 18.1. 18.1 is a 20-minute AMRAP of 8 toes to bar, 10 dumbbell hang, clean and jerks, 5 each arm, 50 pounds for the men, 35 pounds for the women, followed by a 14 or 12 calorie row on the Concept 2 rower. What I've prepped for you over here is some homework or some prep work before the workout. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start. So one of the first pieces that we wanna put together here is gonna be for thoracic mobility. So the easiest thing you can do, grab a foam roller, get yourself set up right somewhere in the mid-spine. We're gonna go ahead and cross the arms, lift the butt a little bit, and what we're gonna do is open up the rib cage, come right back down, move down or up a spot, extend back, brace the core. Again, moving our way down. You might get a couple spots to open up, no problem at all. Just make sure there's no pain. Work your way all the way down the spine. Again, we can start up top, lift the butt up, let the head fall back, come back forward. We can even add the arms overhead to create a little bit more of thoracic extension, letting our body come across the foam roller and bringing it back down, move to a new spot, extend back, come back down, find a new spot, extend back. If you find a real gritty spot, hang out there, let your body totally relax. 4-second inhale, 8-second exhale, all the way out, all the way out. And then keep working your way back through flexion and extension until you've cleared the entire mid-back. You guys want to remember too that we always want to try to open that thoracic cage anytime that we're working overhead. You do not want to see the shoulders start to do anything funky or for us to cheat the low back and dump it into some type of anterior pelvic tilt or hyperlordosis curve. All you're going to do is shear the low back. Want to make sure we've got the pelvis neutral. We've cleared that mid-back so that now we can reach overhead. We've got a few more workouts going on that we have to do the overhead positions. Want to make sure step 1, clear that thoracic spine. Spend 2-3 minutes maybe on that foam roller, move on to the next piece. The next little phase of the mobility work, we're going to start to have to work the shoulder into an overhead position. We've already prepped the thoracic spine, so now we want to make sure the shoulders are ready to rock and roll. So get yourself a stretch band, have it anchored to something a little bit lower to the ground, get yourself inside of it. And what we want to try to do is put together this overhead position to get the lat, tricep to open up so we have a better front rack position. So what this looks like from the side is I'm not, again, losing the lower back going to too much of extension. Rib cage down, pulling down the scap, making sure that everything is set. Big breath in, 4-second inhale, followed by 8-second exhales. Maybe even create a little PNF force right against that resistance right through there. Firing the elbow and the armpit almost forward, and then play around with letting that loosen up. So once again, it would be, and then relaxing. So we're creating a better front rack position because in the clean and jerk, we need to make sure that we have that stability before we again explode upright. So that's step 1. Step 2 is going to bleed off of that same idea of getting us into that overhead archetype. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a band, double it over a bar, get the hand locked in there. What we're going to try to do is get ourselves hinged back into a good position here. Again, not letting the low back create a hyper arch or make sure we're not folded that way, but we're just letting that open the entire side across the lat and tricep again. What we're doing here, letting it open and then gathering it and pulling it into a better position. Maybe play around with a 4-second inhale, 8-second exhale, and then let it sink in a little bit deeper. We're just trying to prep that scap or that shoulder blade to move up and down the thoracic spine as we let it open us up. Again, don't spend too much time here, 2 minutes per side. You do eventually need to get into the workout, but 2 minutes with opening it up from the bottom, we have the band down there, and then 2 minutes opening you up overhead, and then we'll move on to the next piece and final piece. Guys, one of the final pieces that we want to work on is getting that midline to start to fire. When we start going toes to overhead or toes to bar or toes to anything, you want to make sure that the abs are turned on. Not creating too much flexion in here, but making sure the big power movers are ready to rock and roll, because they are going to help us when we start getting into the rowing concept part of this as well. Grab something overhead, could be rings, could be a bar. What you want to try to do is we're gonna play around with a 30-second AMRAP. Gathering the pelvis, bringing the knees up into a tuck position, and coming right back down, repeating that for as many as you can in that 30-second span. Let's say you get 15 reps. The second little bleed off of that is we're gonna actually start to do some type of scapular pull-up. So we're not actually doing a pull-up, but we're letting the shoulder blades ride down the rib cage and coming right back up. So we wanna try to prep that. Hopefully you guys can see this right through the light shadow here, but what I do is you just come right into a position right after you got done doing your knees to waist, and we're pulling the scaps together, holding, and then letting them go, and we would repeat that for 10 reps. At the end of that, let's see if we can get a 30-second hold where you're just holding for time. That should be a great final piece for 18.1. Guys, be sure to tune in each week. We'll go through each workout and we'll create a mobility plan for you to make sure you have things to work on for each of these 5 workouts coming up. If you have any questions, continue to send that feedback in, and we'll try to assess those and address those as we go. Hope everybody has a great 18.1. Until next week, have a great day, everybody.